Grave Trippers.
The traffic getting here was pretty horrific. Next time we come to this cemetery, can we please at least consider taking the subway?
You're right.
We could take the A train from where we live to Fulton Street and then transfer to the number 4.
Take the A train?
Yeah.
Well, the guy we're going to see right now, he made those words famous. Here we are, the Jazz Corner. Right straight ahead is Duke Ellington.
Wow, look at that.
Edward Kennedy Ellington, affectionately known as the Duke, probably America's most famous jazz musician. He was a composer, a band leader, a performer. And you know, he was born in DC and he came over to New York, and his signature song, Take the A Train, endeared him to his not only adopted city, but his neighborhood, which was Harlem. And at that time, Harlem was undergoing a renaissance, both literary and artistic, which was like an explosion. And he was part of that explosion too.
Well, Duke Ellington was not only a trendsetter in life, he was a trendsetter in death, because look who's buried right next to him, yards away, Miles Davis. His album, Kind of Blue, is the biggest selling jazz album of all time. So when he passed away, his family called the cemetery because they wanted him to be buried next to the Duke. And that plot was available. They took it, and so here they are together.
Wow, very fitting. And right over here is Lionel Hampton, America's most famous vibraphonist. He was the first black musician to play in a white man's band with Benny Goodman. He really paved the way for other black musicians to do so. Well, they got quite the basis here to form the Jazz Corner.
Duke Ellington, that's quite a name.
Rest in peace. Oh, Susan!
Hey!
Hi, how are you?
Thanks very much for coming.
Thank you.
You know, I got a question for you about this whole Jazz Corner here. How'd they all end up here together?
They're all here because of Duke Ellington. Duke Ellington bought his plot in 1959, moved his parents here. And so he sort of made the statement that this is where he was going to be, even though he was from Washington. One of the most interesting things about our Jazz Corner, none of these guys are New Yorkers. They want to be with their colleagues. So Illinois Jacquette, Max Roach, Jackie McLean, they're all right here across from the Duke.
But what about Lionel? It seems like with the Duke and Sir Miles, there's plenty of room around them. They got a lot of elbow room, but it looks like it's a little tight for Lionel.
Well, when Lionel Hampton passed, his final request was to be as close to Duke as possible, so we had to make a little room. We took a shrub out to be able to fit Lionel and Gladys Hampton in across the street.
Thanks again, Susan, for everything.
Enjoy your walk around Woodlawn.
We will.
All right,
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sir Miles. Did a great job. Rest in peace. Lionel made a significant contribution to the jazz genre. His signature song was Flying Home. So Lionel, thank you so much for your great contributions and rounding out the Jazz Corner.
Your music lives on, Lionel. Thank you.
Well, they had a similar love in life for jazz, and you can just imagine what they're doing now. They're jamming together
In that heavenly choir.
in Woodlawn Cemetery. Could you imagine listening to that jam? Grave Trippers.